So welcome everyone, and today I get the privilege of interviewing our beautiful President, Georgia Lane, and checking in with Georgia to see how she's coping in these interesting times, what she's been up to, and we just want to, stay connected with you all, and I'm really excited to interview you, Georgia, that I get the privilege of interviewing you. How are you?
Thanks, Jodi. I'm well. I'm really well.
So I guess the first thing I want to ask you is, I guess most people in our network, they know you're the face of the Women of Influence Committee and who you are, but maybe just for those of you who don't know much about you, tell us your business or line of work.
Sure. Yes, I'm a marketer. So I've been marketing and sales for a couple of decades now, like 30 or something. Financial services, well, it used to be IT and telco, but financial services for the last sort of 20 years. Worked for some of the big banks and then left a number of years ago, and I have a consulting business called Fast Lane 30 Consulting. And the main thing that I do is setting up brands and marketing strategies for my clients, so mainly professional services clients. I also represent Brand New You in Queensland, and they do personal branding. So that's what I do in my spare time away from organising Women of Influence.
And you're also responsible for new Women of Influence marketing. We can see it in your background there, your virtual background, all of our newsletters and all our correspondence and everything like that. So I think you're amazing at what you do. I just had to say that.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm very into branding, as I think anybody who knows me believes that if you can have professional branding, it just makes your organisation just, look like it's on a completely different level. And, as Brand New You always say, consistency builds trust. So it's important to be able to know who your client is and what they will relate to, and then set up a brand and marketing program that communicates in a way that they're expecting to see you and that looks really professional.
Love it. And I couldn't agree more. And I guess in this interesting time that we're in, things have changed. Our day-to-day life has changed a little bit. So can you tell us a little bit about your typical day?
Yes, typical day. I'm an early riser, so I always get up very early and take Ashley, our dog, for a walk. And lately, because Nicola, who's also a committee member and lives in the same street as me, has got a puppy. So I then meet her for a walk. So that's a really nice start to the day, just connecting and, chatting on our walk. Then, of course, with homeschooling, then getting the children organised, getting them on their way, getting the whiteboard up. I like to be quite organised with them about what they've got ahead of them, what subjects, assignments, all those sorts of things. Have that all done by 9 when they jump on their calls, videos. And then my normal business day would be things like creating content, maybe doing a post, blog post, or creating a newsletter. I love videos, as you know, so producing videos, editing, webinars. I do a lot of webinars, and I think they say year 2020 is the year of the webinar, so doing a lot of those to connect with my clients, and then also putting on webinar events for clients. So yeah, that's a typical day.
That sounds like a lot of juggling, and it sounds like you need organisation is key.
Yes, yeah, and I am quite organised. I don't like to be disorganised. I can multitask, but I prefer to focus on one thing at a time, and lots of lists and whiteboards and using the calendar.
So anyone out there listening to this, I think that's one of the biggest things, the biggest messages you could take away from this is that thing that Georgia just said there, focusing on one thing at a time makes you so much more productive.
It does, and it also reduces anxiety. I get really anxious when I've got too many things going on. So yes, focus, and then, if you don't focus on one thing, then nothing gets your A game.
Yeah, really great advice, G. And then could you tell us what has been your biggest challenge throughout the last couple of months?
I think that, the multitasking that, they talk about the mental load that we as women face, because we are predominantly, the homemakers and the ones that the children go to. So to have, that additional role of not only running the household, but also homeschooling on top of running a career and everything else that we have in our lives. That has been the biggest challenge, and I've had to really pull back to make sure that I'm not trying to do too much and that I am just focusing on one thing at a time.
Yeah, great advice. And has there been any surprises for you throughout this time?
I think, one thing I have actually really enjoyed the homeschooling. It's been nice to see what the kids are up to and get a better understanding of how they learn and what their strengths and weaknesses are with respect to that. I think the other nice thing has been the connections that we've all made. We're all lucky in that, with Women of Influence and our social networks, we get together quite often, but it's been the little things like this that have been a nice surprise, like just doing a little Zoom call or being a little bit more proactive, whether on WhatsApp or a text or a call. That's been a nice thing. It doesn't have to be a big, epic, organised event. It could just be, a message. And you're really good at that, Jodi. I've learned a lot from you about how you remained so proactive and connected and sharing. Yeah.
Thank you. And do you think you'll take any of these changes through with you to the other side of all this? How do you think your life might change?
I think definitely that, making sure that I'm not overthinking things when it comes to things like communicating, reaching out to people, and also, putting content out there. It doesn't have to be a massive thing. It could just be a little photo or a word or a quote or a quick video or, a message to a friend. So, yeah, I would definitely simplify things and be, as I said, not overthink them. That would definitely be something that I will take out of this. And having more balance. I've really enjoyed being able to fit regular exercise in, time with the kids, and getting a really productive work day in, but also stopping at a certain time.
I love everything you've just said, keeping things simple, not getting overwhelmed and having more balance. Like, these are just amazing life lessons that I think so many of us will have gained through this. And there's always a silver lining, and that's just a few of them right there. I love everything you're saying. And I guess my last question, G, is what are you most looking forward to when life is soon to go back to a new normal? What are you most looking forward to?
Yeah, I don't know whether, it will be normal like it was before, but the new normal's good. I will definitely be looking forward to having dinner with you guys, with my friends, getting back with the committee, putting on live events again, and travelling. So yes, having something like that to look forward to, I think has been, one of the bigger challenges. Is not, I do love going on little holidays or trips or nights away or, that sort of stuff is definitely something I'm looking forward to once we're out of this crazy phase.
And do you think that, we're going to appreciate those things so much more now?
Yes, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and, maybe we don't need to do them as much, but appreciate them more when we do them and have them to look forward to. I know when I visited you the other day, I was so excited, just to get dressed up and get in the car and come round to your place.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's how it should always be when we're going to see a friend.
Yeah, I totally agree. I loved chatting with you today, G. Thanks so much for your time. And I can't wait to see you in the flesh and go out for a really yummy dinner together soon.
Yeah, same.